was phenomenal. We had 100 teams show up for this, and it was insane. The crowd for it was stupid. The noise was loud, and I can't even begin to imagine how beautiful this is going to be in Mexico.
Man, escalation. No, well, my fault. Sorry. Foundation, man. This is gonna be something. I don't know. You know what? I don't know what to expect from these two teams. You know, yeah.
You know what? Is this the first 2v2 being casted on Fight Night?
This is the first 2v2 being casted on Fight
get
Night,
it.
and we're gonna actually see what this one is about. And as we see, coming out from the top, from the overhead. Oh, okay. Oh, so they start from the top ramp. You can go to open. That's gonna be dope. Oh man, we might play this one tonight.
Hey Blaze, I mean, we could put $1 on it, you know what I'm saying? We could go at it. But just like that, Ribs and Toxicity taking the first round, this gonna be some fun commentary. I'm gonna get loose. I'm gonna just let you know that.
Yeah, this is the first 2v2 I casted. But for you guys at home, to give you guys some more context to it, in San Diego we had our first 2v2 event. It was played on War Machine boxes, but now we have a new map, this Foundation Mid, and you see the closed area and the open area of the map. You know, being set up for these teams to fight, but they're also blocked off towards the stairs area and going towards B, so nobody can run away. It's nowhere to hide. You know, if it's one guy left or it's a 2v2 stalemate, you just can't, you know, stay back and spawn.
And I'm just gonna jump off and just say Ribs is on one today. Ladies and gentlemen, Ribs is ready. Ribs came to play. 2-0 right now. He hasn't died. He hasn't even been down yet, and he's giving it to the Euros.
All right, so your front spawn is super important in these situations. It's going to be Ash and Toxicity rocking that front spawn, but you see both teams, they spread out left and right, trying to isolate their 1v1s, but you see on the flip being Ash and Incisive, they're trying to go take quick 2v1 situations, right? You know, they make a decision on the player and they go for them, but you see Ribs and Toxicity, they seeing it coming from a mile away, and nobody's going to take a 2v1 fight or a 1v2 fight without their teammate.
Not at all.
I feel like on maps like these, you shouldn't get that far away from each other.
No, you have to stick together, and the most important thing about 2v2s is that split second. If you're able to pull away from your fight to help out your teammate, oh, that's a killer, and that's exactly what Ash and Incisives are trying to do. But locking themselves in that pillar all the way in the back, that's not a good look. Ribs, now by himself, Toxicity gets taken out. Ribs moving in, able to get the shot on Incisive.
This is where Ribs is at his best. He's going to win this fight, by the way. Oh, no, he's not.
Why did you jinx him?
I did jinx him. Sorry, cast it crazy. Because, you know, I needed to get another round on the board. We had a quick first series.
We did.
And we're about to be at our North American 2K Finals in like 0.5 seconds.
Which I'm excited to see, by the way. But Ribs and Toxicity up 3-1 against the Europeans, Ash and Incisive. Okay, so personally, I love Ash. I think Incisive is a beast, but Ribs is just a dog.
Also, Veli, I also want to say, too, as well, we saw from the overhead map when it started, the snuff pistols, you know, I saw them located at first and they disappeared, but what happens is that the pistols come in, they spawn up late into the game, so you have two pistols spawn onto the map. So if you do have a stalemate situation, you can acquire those pistols and try to angle out your opponent.
Okay.
So I do like the pistol addition, because if you think about the old map beforehand on War Machine, it was those two sandbags that you really couldn't press.
Yeah.
If somebody set a spawn, it was never a smart angle that players could justify them for pushing. But now you have plenty of options. If it goes the distance, you got those pistols to utilize. If you got a man advantage, it just comes down to just hitting shots at that point.
You know what? I have an even better idea. What if they tweaked that and put up a shotgun there? And it just made it to where if you ran out of ammo in that 1v1 late game, and, you know, players run out of ammo.
What if you run out of it again?
Then it hits your shots better.
If you ran out of ammo once, this is an opportunity that you're going to run out a second time. But
you don't deserve any more after that.
Yo, let's give Ash and, you know, we've been talking about the map, but let's give Ash and Incisive some props. Yeah.
All right, okay, so I want to take this time out to give a shout out to the entire European nation. I love their scene. I love the players. I love them on social media and everything, interacting with them at events. They're so fun to be around, and just the heat and passion that they bring to the game is second to none. They love Gears of War. They let you know right now that they're here to play, starting with Space Station Gaming, and right now they're sticking it to Ribs and Toxicity.
Yes, it is. You know, they come back and they tie it up, and you know, you see Ribs and Tox, they're gonna pull away with the lead. But I talked a little bit about that front spawn. Let's talk a little bit about strategy, because you see them, these guys split up on both sides, right?
And it's a front spawn.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so this is something that we kind of talked about on a previous map. I talked to you guys about isolating quick 2v1s, right? Being in a big team fight, you could be in a 4v4 fight, but you can quickly, you know, break off from a fight and help your teammate, you know, isolate into a 2v1 for about 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
This will help you with that, because you saw from the overhead cam, it was 2v2, right? You know, the guy in open had a fight, the guy in middle had a fight, but the guy in open for 2 seconds just looked right, put a shot in for his teammate, and next thing you know, they had that advantage.
Riz and Tox, they didn't even touch him in the box at the beginning. They went to the pillars on the outside. But Toxicity trying to jump in there, making something happen. He's able to take out Ash. But Rivs cleaning up the kill on Incisive, going up 5-4 against the boys from Europe. Let's see if they can go ahead and fight back to tie things up.
Yeah, let's see if they can get back into this one. Most importantly, you know, they kind of want to keep it close. And these are just quick rounds. You in, you out. 5 seconds, you back down, roll, and you get into that fight. You just got to adjust and you got to hit shots. I'm down to play like 20 rounds of this one.
Yo, we can do it. Toxicity dies.
You'll be back to your old days.
Yo, right? So people don't realize how important these little fights are, because back in the days, this is how we settled beef.
This is how we settle beef.
You beat us in the game battles, see me mid boxes.
Come on, let me, you know, you was talking that trash, sitting those messages, sitting those voice messages.
See me at mid boxes.
All right, cool. You know.
How many mid boxes? Like we played them like every day.
You know, you be in your room, voice messages come through. You open it, all you hear is nah 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 nah. Like that's how advanced the trash talk was back then.
For real.
So we had to go to mid boxes.
And
like,
you couldn't lose mid boxes.
Oh man.
At all.
What's some I was gonna say what was some other like favorite fighting spots, but typically any map, right? Any map where that opening initial happens.
Yeah.
You know, you typically kind of see players want to practice that. This is going to be good for a lot of teams on Foundation, even though we see a lot of top teams is banning out Foundation at this point, because, you know, everybody's so used to it. But if you got a weak mid-game fight on Foundation, I want to see this 3v3.
You know what's funny? Back in the days, like on War Machine at mid boxes, whenever it was a 1v1, we used to like go to the mid boxes on purpose to end the game.
You know, I was just thinking about it. You know, I was thinking in my head, like, can you load up 3 people with the regular weapons, you know, Lancers, Shotties, and I believe you can, because I would do 3v3 fights just to practice my initials with other teams.
You want another level,
yeah, your opening initials where you got 3-4 people, I would load up with my 4th guy. My 4th guy would just Lancer, and then the other 3 will spawn up and just run down mid-map, and we'll just keep doing it over and over and over. And if you can't perfect the opening initial on this map, then I don't know what to tell
God bless. So I'm sitting here trying to enjoy this 2v2, and Blaze is sitting here right now thinking of ways about how teams can get better at the game. I'm trying to have fun. Blaze is doing homework. This ain't right.
Yeah, right? Because, you know, in my mind, it's like, you know, I'm doing this to get better.
I'm sitting here like, who do I have to slap in a 1v1?
6-6 though. Tie game. 1 player dead. Ribs with a strafe. Oh, but it's Ash with the patience. Held his ground, had some help from the other end. But this is something where you can't lose sight of your guy.
No.
I always explain Gears on the simplest level. If you don't understand something, understand what teams are doing, you got to go man on man. Every guy has a man. Once you identify who your guy is on the map,
you lock on.
Then you can also figure out the rotations, because next thing you know, you're using 5 brains to kind of break stuff down and figure out where the issues are happening. It brings on a simpler level. It's 2v2. Everybody has a guy. And if you leave your guy for too long, you can screw over your teammates. So you got to kind of play these fights close, but you got to play them safe at the same time. Utilize this cover very well.
All right, so I'm starting to see what Ash and Incisive are starting to do. For 2 rounds in a row, they singled out Toxicity. Ribs went on an island towards a pillar. So whoever's front spawn for the Europeans right now,
it's Ash.
Yeah. They all zone in on Toxicity. Once they get him down, they back up and then reset.
All right, let's see if he's getting too aggressive with his own good. If he's trying to be a playmaker, this is his first time on Fight Night. So, and it's actually, it might be Incisive. It's his first time on Fight Night as well. Not sure, but this, oh, they tried it almost.
They flipped the strat on him. Now Toxicity and Ribs all went after the same player, which was Ash.
Okay, now we're coming down to the wire. These rounds are going to go back quick.
I love it. So in San Diego, Ash and Incisive, they definitely were not fan favorites. And if you guys saw how big the crowd was around those stations, just booing them and cheering for the other team.
Yeah, they really were.
It was pure
But
Gears
you
of
can't
War.
boo them on this map, and if they come in, if they win on this map too, hey, you gotta give them props. They're your defending champions for a reason.
Yep.
Oh, the synergy.
Synchronize.
But they got to do it again to get away from Ribs. But the beauty about Ribs and his understanding of this game is that he understands damage and how quickly your health regen happens. So when Ribs gets you weak and he puts a shot in on you, he's gonna make sure he at least hits you at least one more pellet. By him hitting you at least one more pellet, he stops your health regen. So even though his teammate died, he recognized that I need to stay aggressive. I can't let the hard work that my teammate put in damage and myself putting in damage over the last 5 seconds go to waste.
Yeah.
So he had to stay there. That allowed him to get that down. At that point, the play was open for him, even though he didn't come out with that round. But your defending champions, 1 round away from closing this one out.
Hey, I'm gonna have to give it to Ash and the Tyson. They're looking way too good and way too smart in this matchup. Toxicity now singling out Ash. You see him tag him just a little bit. Both players on each team singled in to one guy in separate 1v1s, but Toxicity, he gets caught by himself. Ash takes him out. Ribs.
The champion trying to get that damage in, but he's recognizing that he got to reset. Oh, and I just realized those boxes on the left
they
were
went
blocked
wide
off too. Oh, they got him.
They went wide on him.
And
There
as
have
you
it.
can see, your defending champion